new rule. If you think having a love of Jesus in the Bible can make up for having a formal education in certain subjects, you're dead wrong. I'm referring not to, just thinking, talking people that like to learn science and whatnot and stuff might help. What I'm really talking about is people who are educators or they're trying to do psychological things, to help people. Ex-gay ministries, marriage counselors, or whatever. All these kind of things. Or help unruly kids. And we keep hearing stories and seeing cases where people love Jesus and they're Christian, and they think, they just use the Bible, they just use, what God says in their heart to help people, and they do harm. They don't have the education and the knowledge to do the job they're supposed to do. And the love of Jesus in the Bible isn't going to make up for that lack of education. It's just sort of this idea that you don't need to be educated because you've got Jesus. And there's a story linked below that was on the Judge Judy case of a school. They didn't have the proper education, they didn't have the proper credentials to help kids, especially, kids with development issues. And here they are, doing harm and not doing their proper job. We look at ex-gay ministries. These things cause massive harm and damage, psychological and physical damage to people. And yet they're supposed to help them. There's cases with unruly kids that are taken to camps where none of the people have any formal education on how to help kids and how to get them, straighten them out, and they do harm. It's good if you want to help people. I'm not saying you can't be Christian, don't want to help people. You should want to help people. Whatever your motivation is. But get an education. Learn the facts about what you're trying to do. Just because you want to do something doesn't mean you're capable of doing it, especially if you're not trained properly in how to do it. This is sort of, frustrating me. I did that series a while back, and I'll probably be bringing it up, where, what makes you think you're educated and qualified to do something? People, they go on gut instinct, they go on feelings, they go on the Bible, and a lot of times these things don't really line up with what's really going on. Even for everyone, gut feelings aren't accurate. They can mislead you. They can go, your gut feeling isn't always the correct one or the correct way of doing something. And education and whatnot can help you avoid this. So I think it's really important to do this and get this education. If you disagree or agree, comment down below. I'd like to hear your thoughts. I'd like to try to get some conversations going on these subjects.